The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back. Another hot episode of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bear. Got my man Aunt Petty Murphy in the building. What's good with you, my boy?
What's good with it, bro?
Hey, I just want to let you know. I know this ain't HBCU hour. You was missed yesterday, man.
Yeah, I know, dog. I hate I couldn't be there, man.
A lot of people asked about you. Some people said they ain't think we was coming. It was like, man, I know y'all usually be here. I was like, shit, ain't no reason for me to stay in Birmingham. My boy ain't here, you know. So
yeah.
But it was good, man. We'll talk a little bit more about it tomorrow. I got put you couldn't say, man, them poor kids, man, they have to deal with me. By I couldn't save them, man. Some of the stuff I had them. I almost started a fight. Said that new NCAA came out. I said, yeah, we was playing it. I said, I heard you got beat on your old system. He said, Trey told you that? I said, I was just playing. But nah, man, it was good stuff, man. What's good, everybody? We got something to talk about. I owe some apologies. I owe one apology, and I got all right, I'm gonna sit back. So we're gonna get into it. We gotta talk about SEC Media Day, at least LSU part. I hadn't really been keeping up with some of the stuff, but I heard some of the stuff people been saying.
Yeah,
Curb out there wilding, but we'll get there. We're gonna talk a little politics, but not in the way that y'all might think. We'll talk a little politics. Jay Johnson, he probably deserves his own whole show by himself, but
right,
that man on fire. But we're gonna get to it, man. We're gonna get to it. Want to say shout out to everybody watching, tuning in. Appreciate y'all. You be anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that. Do us a favor. Subscribe, like, share. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. Tell your exes. I know y'all lie, y'all. Some people been saying y'all got that game. There's gonna be a lot of divorces. Tell you, soon to be ex-wife. Watch the show so she can find out about the game. But oh my bad, I probably shouldn't say that. It's all about time management. It's all about time management. That's all I mean, man. A lot of people, never mind.
Oh man, you funny, bro.
I'm for real. People's talking about y'all gonna be playing the game. The divorce rate gonna go up.
Okay. Yeah, when y'all gonna have the time?
When you gonna have the time to play the game? Like, nah, shit. Right.
You make time for what's important. That's all.
Yeah. We sit up 3-4 hours on many a night and talk to y'all about nothing. We literally talk about somebody's inability to get love for 5 hours one time, and y'all talk about when we gonna have the time to play a game. Come on, man.
Yeah, for real though, bro. For real.
We have argued with Texas, Oklahoma, Miami, Georgia for hours. Florida for hours, and y'all talking about when you gonna have time to play the game. Watch this right now. Matter of fact, we could literally do a show, play the game, and talk about, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
If we wanted to, I'm just saying. Dylan said I owe him a rematch too. And I was ruthless. It's his fault. He scored the first and went for 2.
Oh, yeah, disrespectful.
I was like, all right, game on. Game on.
Yeah,
I mean, hey, hardest part of the game.
That's hard. Just wait till me and my wife play.
Listen, the hardest part of the game is the field. Hold on, we're gonna talk about that later. Let's go ahead. Just give a shout out to our sponsor on Bet Online. BetOnline.ag. We'll be back in 1 minute.
BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.
Hey, we are back. Man, congratulations, LSU fans. Corey Raymond on landing number 1 cornerback in the nation. 5-star DJ Pickett out of what was the I know it's Florida. I can't think of the I had it on. Golly, I had it on the tip of my tongue. I can't think of what it is, what part of Florida he's from, but he out of Florida. I did see Florida fans mad because it's like, oh, now you can land them.
Miami fans hot. I looked to a space and they kind of like, at least we didn't lose them to Oregon, but because they feel like if they have a good enough season this year, that it's a chance that he could come back to Miami. But so that just means LSU got to take care of business on the field this year, you know what I mean? And show them that they're building something down there.
Yeah. I stated earlier that I owe Zephyr Hills. That's it. Zephyr Hills, Florida. That I owe some apologies. The first apology is who's the young man committed last that was it Saturday? They committed the safety.
To my Jar Thomas.
Jace Thomas. I owe him. I sincerely apologize because I wouldn't. It could come across like I was kind of, you know what I'm saying, poo-pooing on him committing, and like it wasn't that big a deal, and it was, man. He's a big time commit, and I kind of came across a little, and I guess and no matter my reasoning for feeling the way I felt, I was happy about the commitment, and I should have displayed that instead of the kind of the other side of what I was feeling. So I do owe him an apology, him and his family. Nobody said anything to me about it, but I just realized that, I was like, hey, that's kind of dirty. But I owe him an apology. I know y'all thinking, Pooh, you done said some stuff about Corey Raymond. You owe him an apology. I don't owe him nothing. But I will say, I'm cool. Corey, you're doing a great job, and I'm gonna sit back and relax. I'm gonna watch you do your work, man, and much respect. So, and I'll leave it at that.
I remember not too long ago, a lot of people called me crazy for saying I want a quarterback. And Twitter Spaces, everybody was going crazy because DJ Pickett was rumored to be going to Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was saying that we should have had this coach, we should have hired this coach, we should have hired this coach. Getting Corey Raymond is like dating your ex and all this kind of stuff. But the reason why I wanted Corey Raymond was shown tonight. You know what I mean? Like when you go look at his track record of the 5-star corners that he's brought to LSU, you talking Stingley, you talking Fulton, you talking Claiborne, you know what I mean? You talking all the Trey White, you know what I mean? You talking all these guys who are elite level corners, who are NFL all pro level corners. And that's what this secondary has been missing these last few years.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could talk about how bad they played this, that, and the other, but part of it is you haven't had those all-world type talents playing at that position. That's what you get in DJ Pickett. You know what I mean? You get that elite 5-star plus talent that at that position to give you the type of play that you haven't been having these last few seasons. So yes, we need to still see Corey Raymond go out there and improve the current DB room that we have. But part of that is going and getting guys to improve the room also. Part of improving the room is getting better talent in that room. And that's what he did tonight.
Yeah. I think this was one of the most impressive 5-star gets for him, and the reason why is simple. Unless I'm wrong, I don't think DJ Pickett has any ties to LSU as far as Louisiana. You've got Stingley that's in the state, you know. You've got Trey White that was in the state. You've got Fulton that was in the state.
Kevin
And
Tolliver wasn't in the state.
Kevin Tolliver, he wasn't. These were all for the most part though. Those guys in state always look to, you know, hey, I'm gonna be, you know, the best corner in the state. You know, we always usually go to LSU, so we get coached by the best. You know, saying DBU, blah blah blah. That's not necessarily the same for Pick. I mean, granted, his reason was, you know, hey, when I think of the best corners, I think of LSU, so that's why I'm coming.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not necessarily. And I always tell people when, especially when a Louisiana kid goes this, well, Louisiana isn't everybody's dream school. But if you're a DB, a lot of times that's the school you want to go to.
Yeah.
Just because of the history.
Eli Ricks also as an out-of-state 5-star corner too. And I know whether you want to give him credit for it or not, it was still under his tenure. You know what I'm saying?
It's under his tenure. Yeah, I agree. But
But
I knew that was a little bit.
That was a little a lot of Ed Orgeron in there too. You know what I mean? But I mean, you still got to give him credit, you know, for locking it down as the cornerback coach at the time. So, but yeah, I agree. This is one of the biggest names in terms of you going into another state and poaching their top guy. You know, so we haven't seen a whole bunch of that, but we have seen Corey do that at times. But now you got to shift the focus to the in-state guys. You know what I mean? You got to look at Jabari Antoine, a kid out of New Iberia, 5-star cornerback. You got to go lock him down now. You know, he's been kind of rumored to be leaning toward Michigan, not Michigan, Miami, Florida State also in the mix. So if you can kind of parlay this Pickett signing or commitment into a Jabari Antoine commitment, then you really got something cooking down there. And you talk about adding the influx of talent. I don't know if you could do it in any better way than bringing in 2 5-stars to that position room.
Yeah, I agree. So like I said, it was a big commitment. Yeah, and just I guess, you know, keep eye out what's going on moving forward. looking forward to it. I got a little bit more confidence going forward now. Next up, man, we got to talk about SEC Media Day. LSU, at least LSU's wise. The guys that went and represented, of course, Nuss, Harold Perkins, and Mason Taylor. So a lot of people kind of were shocked Will Campbell didn't go.
Yeah, I am. I kind of am, but at the same time, part of me can see why they didn't.
Yeah. Is it? Well, I don't know.
I just kind of feel like you don't see too many offensive linemen get showcased. You know what I mean? Like that ain't really a position that you kind of quote unquote glamorize or
Right.
and a guy like Mason Taylor, obviously Nussmeier, they kind of have been getting interviewed. You know what I mean? They're used to the camera lights in their face but I don't know how much Will is used to that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably more than Harold Perkins.
Yeah.
But as BK said, he brought Harold Perkins because he wanted the media to get to see a different side of Harold Perkins. So I think that's part of it too.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I got something I was checking up on. Sorry about that. Anything BK say that kind of, I guess you could say, I ain't gonna say shocked or, you know what I'm saying, surprising to you or of interest?
Not really.
I
mean, he kind of good. He kind of good at saying a lot without really saying anything, though.
I mean, he's a former politician.
Yeah.
So I do want to say the one thing I really enjoyed him saying or talking about was PERT GPA, that 3.65. A lot of people will, you know what I'm saying, will look at him and be like, treating him, you know, like you said, him being there. A lot of people, I think they see the locks, they see the, you know what I'm saying, the grills and stuff like that, or the tattoos, and they think one thing about him when he's completely a different person.
Yeah.
It's funny. I know, being at work, a lot of times people, you know, and I joke around and stuff, but then somebody come ask me a question, and then I break that stuff down and talk about it, and they're kind of, you know, taken aback and looking stuff, and it's like, hey, you know, stop looking at me like I'm, I guess, some dummy or something. So
yeah, BK really, I don't know. I think he kind of did right by he didn't really say too much. He had his little comments here and there, said his little jokes, his little one-liners, but he didn't really give away too much. The one thing that kind of stood out to me is kind of null and void now, and that was the whole Trey Holly case should be adjudicated soon.
yeah.
And then later that day, we hear that it's getting pushed back again till September. So that was the one thing that stood out to me. But
I don't know if that's going to lean into conspiracy theories. I say, does it seem like that was more out of spite because it was kind of a, like the judge and the DA, you know what I'm saying, versus what we were initially hearing?
I mean, well, Trey lawyer had put out a press release saying that it was getting pushed back to September 18th because he's trying to get evidence from the prosecutor, and they kind of dragging their feet with giving him the evidence. And so I don't know if they trying to drag this out or what the case is, but it seems to me that there had to have been some kind of indication given to his side for BK to come out and say something like that on a platform as big as SEC Media Days. he didn't say that in Baton Rouge. He said that at SEC Media Day. You know what I mean? So, but I feel like I don't know when that changed. You know what I mean? But I feel like at some point they had to have something kind of significant for him to come out and say something like that.
Yeah. Other kind of things from media day, from other schools, Georgia. I don't know if the announcement came during media day when they talked about finding the drunk drivers or reckless driving through NIL.
Yeah.
I'm like, what in the world? And then Kirby saying, Phil Knight, you can give us some of that money. Bro, I don't know if he, I mean, I'm pretty sure he was joking, but it's like, bro,
he was joking on that. But
come
the
on.
worst part is the reckless driving thing, bro. Like you can't let the collective be the one to discipline your program, bro. Like,
Thank you.
Like you gotta man up, be the authority figure in the room and take some responsibility and control of your players, bro. Like
You know what that remind me of?
Let them get hit in the pockets also, but still you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You can't just let somebody else be the one to hold them accountable.
You know what they remind me of? He don't want to be the bad parent.
Yeah.
He wants that. So it's been plenty of nights where, you know what I'm saying, the missus has said, hey, it's getting late. Dylan needs to go to bed. He need to get out the game. And I go in there, hey, Dylan, your mama wants you to get out the game.
Mm-hmm.
And she look at me sideways, and I don't think anything of it. And I'm then like, okay, I get it, And then so I have to go in there and stop saying your mama,
Yeah,
because it's like
bad parent.
Yeah.
She want to be the good guy. But I get it to a certain extent, but this it's a little bit different considering you the head coach of a team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can have your assistant coach, your running back coach or something like that. He could be the good guy. You know what I mean? But you can't be that good guy. You can't be a friend when you the head in charge.
Yeah. Apparently I didn't hear it because I didn't have, like, yesterday I was tied up. I didn't hear it, but apparently Lane Kiffin is obsessed with LSU.
Oh, I missed that.
So yeah, but
I don't know. I think they I think Lane Kiffin on a mission this year. I think he was already kind of felt like he was trying to prove something this year, the way they attacked the transfer portal and all that. But then with his dad passing away,
oh yeah.
I feel like he really got like something to play for now. You know what I mean? Like, and I think he got a little extra motivation this year. And plus the way they schedule line up, that could be kind of dangerous.
Yeah. I completely agree. I forgot about that. Saying rest in peace, Monty Kiffin. That was what, a couple days ago. Yeah. So, yeah, man. I he definitely got something to, I guess you could say, play for this year and everything. So it's gonna be.
Let me ask you this,
interesting.
and this is gonna be unprepared by both of us because we wasn't expecting to do this, but I just thought about it. You rank Jackson Dart among quarterbacks in the SEC?
Or among in the SEC?
Yeah.
I'm probably going to say he's 3 or 4, in my opinion.
Behind Beck,
Beck, Ewers, Milroe, maybe. It's either Beck, Ewers, Milroe. But he's up. It's like, so I feel like Milroe, which I'm kind of high on Milroe because I think he turns a corner this year as a passer.
Yeah. See, I agree with you on that, but I don't know if I could put Miro over Dart right now.
Yeah, so
Like,
that's why I
maybe
said
by the end
either. That's why I said 3 or 4. So
yeah, and I might put Dart above Ewers.
I'm kind of there with you.
I mm,
He top. I'll say is he Dart
'cause
is top 4.
I feel like yo, he top 3 to me.
Yeah,
Like I feel like with him and Ewers, and I ain't got the numbers in front of me or nothing like that, but I feel like Ewers has had more talent around him. When you look at he's had,
that's fair. I know where you going. Yeah.
two good running backs in back-to-back years. You know what I mean? He's had Xavier Worthy. He's had good receivers. Dart just got a good receiver last year. He's had a good running game, but he ain't had the receivers like Ewers just had. Or the offensive line Ewers has.
I
And Marv says he got Lane scheme.
yeah.
But I could also say that Ewers has Sark scheme.
Which are very. I mean, they
You
one
know
and
what
the
I'm saying?
same.
So they on the same level. You know what I mean? So you can't use that as a bonus for one and not use it for the bonus for the other. So I feel like Dart has done less or the same. I mean, he's done more or the same with less players. You get what I'm saying? Like around him. So
So when you ask, and I say he's top 4, I think Dart can be anywhere from 2 to 4. Just depending on how you look at it. If you
I mean, I think he could be one. I mean, I really like Beck is good, you know what I mean? But with the system that Georgia gonna run, they're not gonna let Beck showcase everything he can do. You know what I mean? So when you look at production if we're looking at the end of the 2024 season, I think Jackson Dart could be the best quarterback in the SEC next year.
is Beck this year's JJ McCarthy. Has the tools, but the offense doesn't let him display
I
it.
think Beck is this year's Stetson Bennett, but a little better quarterback. Like he's a better quarterback, you know what I mean? I think he's gonna do more than JJ McCarthy, though. You know what I mean? Like JJ McCarthy threw about 9 times in one game. I mean, I don't think Beck doing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good point though.
So the question really is, who's number 5?
Cook, Missouri.
See, I don't know about that.
You think it's because of his wide receivers?
Damn right. Like you give Jackson Dart Luther Burden. How good is he? You know what I mean? Give Graham Mertz Luther Burden.
But see, I think Graham Mertz is 6 though. Graham Mertz is I think Graham Mertz. A lot of people don't like Graham Mertz. I like Graham Mertz. I hate he's at Florida.
Yeah, I mean he's a good quarterback.
I like Graham Mertz.
I just don't think he got nothing around him. You know what I mean? But a running.
It's like what to me, what I saw out of him last year, compared to what he had at Wisconsin. I was like, okay, all right, I see, I understand.
Yeah,
okay,
he got a decent run game. He just ain't really got no weapons around him out wide. But I mean, he a good quarterback, and that's why I said if you give him Theo Wees and Luther Burden, like he probably put up the same numbers that Cook put up.
So now I said Mertz is 6. I know this one we weren't going this way, but I think, and the only reason why I'm doing it like this is because we've seen some, but not enough to fully evaluate. I think Nico and Nuss are 7 and 8 interchangeable, in my opinion.
That's I was just gonna ask you this, because like I feel like 4 quarterbacks are all in the same boat. You just said 2 of them, but I feel like Connor Wegman and Jackson Arnold are in the same boat as well. I
That's
feel
fair.
like any of them folk could be interchanged at any time.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? I like obviously Nico is probably in the most quarterback friendly system, being in hyper system. You know what I mean? But Nuss is the oldest of the quarterbacks. You know what I mean? Connor Wegman probably has started the most games, but Jackson Arnold is just as talented as any of the 4. You know what I mean? So I feel like all 4 of them kind of in the same boat. And then after them, you got like Lenore Sellers of South Carolina. Well, I don't know. Brock Vandegrift, he was a 5-star quarterback too. So he might be in that boat with the other 4. But he at Kentucky. How much is he gonna really get to showcase what he got?
Great question.
I mean, so I think
Who we left out?
I'll put like, all right. So we got the top 4, right? They in the league they own. And then I put Brady Cook, Graham Mertz, and then them 5 I just said, Nussmeier, Nico, Wegman, Jackson Arnold, and Brock Vandegrift. I put all them kind of in the same little boat. And then after that, you got Vandy quarterback, Sellers at South Carolina, Shaping in Mississippi State, and Peyton Thorne.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, it's a lot of unknown in quarterback. But I feel like the top 4 is pretty solidified. It's just what order do they fall in?
Yeah. Bold prediction for the season. The SEC might. I just realized I put my microphone and stuff back in my thing. I ain't tighten it up or nothing, but leaning. The SEC might have the most parity amongst quarterbacks in all of college football.
SEC quarterback wins the Heisman next year.
I can see it. I honestly can see. I can see 3 off the top. 1 if things go right, and 1 has the talent. So I see 5 possibilities. 3 pretty good standing. 1.
I say the top 4 all got a pretty good chance to be there.
Okay. Yeah, because I was thinking, okay, well, I don't know if he gonna, because we just talked about Beck and not having no what's called. So I was thinking Ewers, Milroe, Dart, I think really got, legit chances. I think Nuss has a shot as a dark horse, depending on how the season goes. And I think Nico got the talent too.
Yeah, I think Beck, because Georgia's record and he'll have good numbers. I think he'll have a shot to get there. The other 3 in the top 4, I think they pretty good, like favorites to make it there.
Yeah.
I agree with Nuss and Nico. They get kind of long shots if everything falls their way, perfect season type deal. But I say the same thing about Jackson Arnold and Connor Wegman too, though. You know what I mean? Like,
That's
I feel
fair.
like,
I'm pulling.
Harder for them. I think it's harder for them because I don't think their teams are gonna have the record good enough to win it.
I think I'm taking Wegman out. I don't know if he stays healthy the whole season.
I mean, that's fair. But if he does stay healthy, I think he's talented enough to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I can agree.
Because I mean, I don't see like Dylan Gabriel at Oregon. I mean, he might make it. He might have a chance. I think the 2 running backs at Ohio State gonna hurt each other. They're gonna get each other's numbers up. Donovan Edwards at Michigan, maybe Ollie Gordon at Oklahoma State, Cam Ward, maybe Miami, depending on what their season look like. But it ain't really too many. Like Luther Burden, maybe maybe a finalist, but he gonna have to go ridiculous to win it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, Shador maybe. I don't know what their record gonna be like, but Travis Hunter,
Colorado will be better this year. So 5-7.
I mean, even if they 7-5,
I
like,
don't think they go 7.
but let's say
But
they
I
go
get what you're saying.
7-5.
Yeah.
It's like people shit on Jalen last year for going 9-3. Like you gonna really let a 7-5 quarterback win it? Like, so I mean, I just feel like the teams that expected to be really good and have good records next year, like Ohio State, Michigan, Oregon, I don't know if they have that guy on the team who
Only
can
one
win
I could think of is Donovan Edwards at
I
Michigan.
mean, Dylan Gabriel maybe, but he gonna have to put up crazy numbers.
Yeah. Kayshon Boutte, charges against him for the underage gambling and computer fraud were dropped.
You think he bet on that to happen?
Man. I didn't have good odds on that one.
I think he took the under on his prison time.
He's still on the Patriots roster though. That's another
Correct.
thing. Yeah. I wonder if he was on that. It's not pup list. What's the
NFL?
Yeah.
It's a non-football injury. So he might be on the commissioner's list or whatever the one's called that you. It's fucking raining. Oh yeah, that shit came out of nowhere.
Yeah. So, but yeah. I mean, kudos. I guess. Uh-oh. You still with me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You froze up a little bit. So you said it's raining, then it froze up. Or is it me? Okay. Yeah, you kind of glitch on your end, but we can push through it. I think we can still hear you. We good. I mentioned we was gonna talk politics. Former LSU quarterback Marcus Randall is going political. He's running for city council in Baton Rouge. So
good luck to him.
I ain't hear you. Y'all let me know if it's just me. There you go. It's like he coming back now. All right, I can hear you now. At least say something. All right. I put you on. And can you hear me?
Yeah, can you?
I can hear. I'm somewhat able to hear you. All right, we're gonna move on. Let's talk about. I got a question. Actually, a question came into the chat. It says, "Have y'all played college football 25 yet?" I have had a chance to play it. Ant, I don't think he's had a chance to play it. I know he's seen the gameplay. And that was actually my question. Ant, initial thoughts on the game from what you've been able to see.
I just ready to play.
I think I mentioned to you, I told you, I played Dylan the other night, first night came out, and he scored a touchdown. He went for 2, and it was over with after that. I beat him 80-43. And I have no regrets about it. I feel good about it. He wasn't even mad. He was, you know what he said? He said, you know what? At least you ain't doubled me up. I said, well, I was close. And I was trying because he did something like late in the game. I was winning. It was up. I was up big, and he started like scoring. And when I score a touchdown, every time I try to celebrate, he'll hit the button so I couldn't see my celebration. So I was like, "Oh, you being dirty? I'm gonna score 100 on you." So yeah, I tried. I tried my best. I needed 2 more minutes. The clock started running fast in the fourth quarter. So. Oh man, but yeah, man, the game is fun. It's realistic. It's a lot of stuff in it that is like it's like okay, I've really missed this game. This ain't Madden. This ain't a Madden reskin. I missed this game. So
yeah, I got one more day not playing.
Yeah, man. We
I had to wait till Friday to keep for my wife cashing in on my insurance policy.
That's messed up. But yeah, man, it's I'm looking like
I had to go buy a PS5, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really play games like the newest version of the game, you know, like I got like MLB The Show 22, you know what I'm saying? So, but I got an Xbox One. I didn't realize until Saturday night that the game wasn't coming out on Xbox Series and then the PlayStation 5. So I'm like, so I can't even get the game on the console I got. I ain't got no choice but to go buy a console. So I made the impulsive decision to go ahead and order that PlayStation 5 that night. Woke up next morning and told my wife, and let's just say things was kind of tense for a little while around here, but it's been smooth though. Now she ready to create a dynasty with me. You know what I'm saying? We finna do this thing together, and we're gonna be the first couple to win that championship at ULM.
I like it.
Hey, somebody else might do it, but they ain't gonna do it with their wife as their assistant.
You're absolutely right. Tell my sister-in-law I said it's an investment for the family.
Trying to tell her, man.
I mean, you know,
try to tell her the PS5 wasn't just for me. You know what I mean? It's for all of us.
It's for y'all.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
What Red said on Friday? Look, it's kind of like ours. You know what I'm saying? You can just keep it at your house, but you know I need it sometimes.
Yeah, I'm gonna just use it most, but it's you know what I'm saying. It's yours too.
Yeah, I mean, she understand, man.
Even if she don't, we still kicking off as soon as I get my hands on that physical copy.
Yes, sir. But yeah, man, I've enjoyed it. I'm gonna tell you how realistic the game was. Dylan had LSU, I had Tennessee. Nuss threw me a pick 6. Anyway,
boy, hey, you doing Road to Glory?
I think I'm gonna do Road to Glory. I think I'm gonna do a Dynasty.
That's all I'm gonna do is them two.
Yeah, I'm
gonna play like obviously I'm playing my homies online or whatever, but I ain't really gonna be doing too much online play. I'm trying to figure out what position I want to do Road to Glory first.
I already know what position I'm gonna be wide receiver.
So part of me want to be a middle linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Like this game is a challenge.
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you what else. I am going to. I don't play online a lot, just simply because I don't really. I always do like season, you know, saying dynasty and stuff like that. But I'm definitely gonna play online. You know, saying once or twice. I got to play Chris because Chris been talking. I got to play Key because Key been trying to call people out and talk like he just so good. So,
but.
Yeah, I saw him he tried to suck you into one the other day. I said,
he tried to play me. I ain't got time for it.
It's all right.
I ain't got time for it. But yeah, I'm quite a few hours this weekend will be dedicated to the video game.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, speaking of dedicating hours, and knocking it out the park, pun intended. Jay Johnson been on a roll. That man has been on fire. Jay Johnson has was already working the portal after the season ended. Then came and with the draft, he had 2 kids withdraw their names from the draft, and then he had we found out Bear Jones is coming back. Found out
Yeah,
Michael Braswell is coming back.
3 kids.
3
That
kids
did,
withdraw from the
yeah,
pro. Oh,
yeah.
there you go.
So yeah, it's
And
then
stole
today
one
today he flipped the kid. So
that is so uncommon in baseball too.
yeah, left-handed pitcher. But that's the thing. If you look at the guys who did get drafted from LSU that they lost, most of them was left-handed pitchers. You know what I mean? So he went and made up for losing a lot of them guys in the draft and went and got another one today. But the draft was kind of interesting. Obviously, LSU commit Connor Griffin goes top 10 to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Then you don't really see another LSU guy go until Tommy White goes in the
to the
early
Oakland A's.
early in the second round, yeah. Which was
What?
kind of
They're not the Oakland A's no more. Are they the Vegas A's?
well,
Or
nah,
they
that didn't even settled yet because
okay.
Vegas don't want them. But yeah, but yeah. So I mean, it was kind of a shock to see some of the guys like Griffin Herring falling to the 6th round to the Yankees. Bear Jones falling the way he did. But obviously, when you recruit the way LSU does, you're gonna lose a lot of guys to the draft, which was obviously with losing Connor Griffin, losing Caminetti, and some of these other guys that you lost. But getting William Schmidt to come to campus is huge. You talking about MLB arm, crazy good curveball, throws around 97, 98 miles an hour. But he's a guy. Although I want to temper expectations, because we saw a guy like Cam Johnson come in last year with them same type of expectations and not live up to it. But Tim Schmidt is the type of guy who could be a Aaron Nola, you know what I'm saying, type of guy for in the future. He's an MLB pitcher, and he's not just an MLB pitcher, but he's a ace. You know what I mean? He's a legit stuff. He's got legit stuff. So getting him in the campus is huge. Getting Cade in is big. But the biggest to me is Bear Jones coming back, bro. We've seen last few years, offense wins you national championships, bro. You got to be able to put runs on the board, and having a bat like Bear Jones in the lineup is huge for LSU. You know that every time he's up there, he's trying to go yard, and having that kind of pop in the lineup it helps the batters around him. You know what I mean? Yeah. So having him come back fills a void in the lineup. Now you kind of don't have to have a question about who's first base or DH. You could pencil him in pretty much every day at one of those 2 positions and know that you got a big time bat in the middle of that lineup. Like you said, Braswell coming back is big in the sense of you got a guy who knows what it takes to be an SEC shortstop. You know what I mean? Obviously, at times he's in the field, he didn't live up to what we consider LSU shortstop to be, but he showed flashes with the bat, and if he can keep that bat going and improve in the field, then he's everything you need in the middle of the infield. So Jay got 2 big pieces of his lineup back in terms of experience and in terms of knowing what it takes to play SEC ball at a high level.
All right. You mentioned when we talked about it, Bear Jones coming back, not drafted. Yikes. One thing I did hear about potential reason, only plays first base and the amount of money he was asking. So
yeah, I mean, that's the leverage thing right there, the amount of money he's asking. You know what I mean? Like, if you wanted to give it to him, he'll take it, but he knew he could come back for 2 more years if he needed to. But
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing hindering him was the lack of positional versatility. Like if you look at guys that do get drafted, it's guys who could play multiple places in the infield, whether it be second short or first, third, and can play a couple spots in the outfield if need be. When you look at him, he's first base DH. That's it, and there just isn't a lot of value into somebody who's kind of pigeonholed into 2 positions like that.
Yeah. I do want to say, put this out there as it's popping up now. Y'all do us a favor. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share. It helps with the algorithms, helps I don't know what to say. It just helps. It helps us grow. Yeah. If you're enjoying the show and it's at the bottom, do us a favor. Like, subscribe, share, super chat, all that good stuff. All right. Man, let's talk some basketball real quick, man, before we get up out of here. I know that's one of your favorites. We'll talk about the men first. Team USA. 3-0 right now, and I guess the exhibitions prior to the Olympics. But they actually starting to pick up. They're getting hot.
I mean, I think they figured out something with the lineups, but I need to see it whenever it matters. Because I feel like this team kind of streaky. Like they play good for a little while, and then they got like the Canada game really wasn't a good game, bro. They played well for 75% of the game versus Australia, and then kind of let them come back. You know what I mean? So I just got to see them put it together for a whole game, and not just toy with their food, so to speak.
Yeah. I'm waiting. I wonder, because people have mentioned, I'm not so much about they should have got, Jaylen Brown. I'm wondering if they probably could have used a Kyrie, or if they could have used another.
Will never be on this USA basketball team again, probably. Ever.
Because his views and stuff.
Well, that and the fact that he USA basketball is a Nike ran position.
Yeah.
And he the way him and Nike sever ties, I don't see that. And I think that's one reason why Jaylen Brown ain't make it. One reason. But I think the main reason is they want guys to play with USA basketball, and they want guys who are gonna be okay with only playing 3 minutes a game or not playing at all. You know what I mean? And I think Derek White don't have the ego. And I feel like he'd be cool with just being on the team, whereas a Jaylen Brown coming off Finals MVP ain't gonna be cool with just sitting the bench, and neither is her. So I feel like part of that played a factor in it as well.
Well, okay? And I understand, and you have absolutely right. I'm trying to figure what Ant was fitting there, because
what you mean? He ain't sitting the bench though,
and that's probably why. Because I was gonna say it feel like he's definitely gonna have an issue if he sits,
but he ain't gonna sit the bench. And Edwards has played in the USA basketball last few years. He was on the team last year when they did qualifying.
Gotcha.
So like he you know what I'm saying? So that was his, like, the FIBA Cup last year was his part of his coming out party. You know what I mean? He went crazy over there during FIBA, and that's kind of what made people start paying attention to him. So he kind of already put in his work to be on the team versus a Jaylen Brown who hadn't played with Team USA since 2019, I think. Something like that. So you know what I mean? It's a little different situation.
Yeah. WNBA, man. We had a big trade.
Dumb trade, but
Marina Mabry is now joining her nemesis.
Sophie Cunningham and Kalia Copper, they walked so Carrington and Mabry could run, bro.
Yeah.
But for Connecticut, I get it 100%. You know what I mean? Like, a team that struggles with outside shooting, you get somebody that can kind of bring you some perimeter shooting. They don't really have I mean, they got Alyssa Thomas who kind of handles their point guard duties, but they don't really have like a traditional quote unquote point guard.
Ball hurt, you know.
Yeah, so they kind of get somebody who can fit that role too. But then you got the Sky, and that's my question mark. That's where it comes in is a team with no perimeter shooting trades one of their only perimeter shooters, and they don't really get a lot back in return in terms of immediate impact. Like, yeah, you get the first round pick in next year's draft, and you get a pick swap in the following draft. But the players you got in return don't bring an immediate impact. So my question is, are they going to try to sign somebody that they know is out there that they think can come in and fill that role? Or are they just kind of punting on this season and looking at it like we'll have 2 first-round draft picks next year, and we could try to package up and move up if we need to, or next year's draft looks to be a pretty good draft. So could we just try to get multiple picks in next year's draft and just try to fill a couple of different roles on our team that way? So I'm kind of confused at what the general manager was thinking when he made that move. But if they go out and sign somebody and they have a good impact immediately, then I see what the vision was. But if they don't, I'm kind of confused at what they were thinking.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. I didn't know much about the young ladies they got in return, but I did not see this Mabry trade was a good one because when you lost a little bit of leadership. Like you said, you lost one of your shooters. Dana Evans, I think that's her name.
Yeah.
She went from being a starter. She went from a bench player to being a starter to back to the bench. And she is, you talked about streaky with the men. She is, I don't even think she's streaky. She's spotty with shooting. So with her outside shooting. Now all you have,
the 75 cents. That's what you could get for Dana Evans right now.
Yeah. She's a great ball handler.
That's a lot of people asking why she didn't get traded instead. That's why there's no value right now for Dana Evans. Like, she's played herself, like the slump that she's in right now. It's made it to where she really don't have any value. She's gonna have to play her way back into having value, and that's a double-edged sword. Because if you're the Sky, you kind of need her to be playing at her best if she's on the court. You know what I mean? But to get her to play her best, you got to put her on the court. So it's like you got to go through some rough times with her on the court in order for her to shake back and get to who she can be. So it's that's a rough spot to be in. But I mean, I still think the Sky got a chance to make the playoffs if they make the right signing, though. It ain't a bunch of people out there that they can get, but there's a couple people out there that I think could keep them afloat in the playoff race to where they ain't completely tanking this season. But if they do tank this season and they somehow get the number 1 overall pick,
if they get Paige
and you put Paige.
You put Paige with Angel, with Kennedy,
Cardoso,
Elizabeth will be back next year. Oh, my word.
Yeah, because Paige will bring you some outside shooting. You know what I'm saying? Some outside scoring, plus the point guard ball handler, man. But if they don't get the number 1 overall pick, I want to see Dallas number 1 overall pick.
You said see Dallas?
Yeah, and put Paige at the point with Arika at the 2.
I like it.
Then I want to see Kiki, Ariafin, I want to see her go to the Sparks to put her back with Cameron Brink, her old Stanford teammate, and you could have a front court of Brink, Iriafen, and Rakia Jackson, the 3-4-5. That's solid. Or you could put Hamby at the 3 and Rakia at the 2. Like that's
Yeah. It's gonna be nice.
it's gonna be interesting. But I wouldn't mind seeing Morrow go to Dallas either though. Because they could do the 3. You know what I'm saying? Morrow at the 3 would be solid.
Morrow back in Chicago.
I just don't know if they brings enough shooting though. One thing I don't really know about. Because you know, if you put her with Enrique, you know what I mean? Like Enrique can be a threat from outside. You know what I mean? Like so that's I think that'll be the best fit for her.
Yeah. I'm being greedy, that's all.
Yeah, I know.
All right, man. I think that's pretty much it. Man, what else we got to talk about, man? I mean, most of my story is gonna be about yesterday.
I mean,
some of the
did you see the Copa final?
I saw. I didn't see the final, but Argentina beat Colombia. It was Argentina, Colombia, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, Argentina won.
It had to be postponed or delayed because the security was what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, security didn't do their job good enough, and there was people just bum rushing in, people sneaking in through the air conditioner vents and all kind of shit, dog. Like people, like they was beating security up and then running in, and it was wild, bro. It was wild.
Soccer hooligans.
I can't wait for World Cup 2026 though. I'm going to a match. I don't even care.
Where's World Cup? I mean, that's in it's in where?
It's in America in 2020.
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to figure out what was the
Atlanta. It's a bunch of different host cities. Atlanta, Dallas, LA, Miami. It's a whole bunch of different ones. I'm going to a match, so I don't care what country it is.
Yeah.
I'm going just to say I've been to a World Cup match. But the Copa final, the tickets was ridiculous, dog. I'm talking about like $8,000 or something like that. Like ridiculous. That's why people were just running up in them.
Yeah, that is correct.
Oh, the home run derby was Monday. Shout out to Teoscar Hernandez, the first Dodger to win that mug.
First Dodger and the oldest player, if I'm not mistaken, to win the home run derby. I
had a little bit of cash on my boy because you know he a Dodger, so I had to throw you know, I put the most money on Pete Alonso, and his ass ain't even make it out the first round. But it's all good though, because Teoscar won that thing for you, boy. Then the next night, Shohei got things started off in the All-Star game with a 3-run jack. But they National League lost to the American League though.
Yeah.
Paul Skeens he did he got 3 outs, 1 walk, you know what I mean, didn't give up a hit in his 1 inning.
Yeah. How dominant has he's been so dominant in his young year.
Yeah, he has been pretty impressive. Leads the if I'm not mistaken, he leads the National League in ERA.
Yeah. Freddie Adu's record for being the youngest Major League Soccer player has been broken. Kayvon Sullivan, 14 years old, is now the youngest.
Freddie Adu was 14 though.
Yeah, he's probably saying 14. So
that's probably 14 and 26 days.
Yeah, so here it is. I'm looking here. I'm trying to see broke record, long-standing record as the youngest player. Sullivan, who is 14 years, 293 days old, was called up into the senior squad for the first time on Tuesday. I'm trying to see what how Freddie Adu was.
He was 14 when he signed with the DC.
Yeah, I remember he was 14. I'm trying to figure out like what was it? A dude. Oh wow, he was 14 and 306 days old. That's why.
Man, see
So he broke it by 13. I mean, not 13. 13 days.
that's crazy.
Yeah. And then they talked about some of the youngest, you know, in other sports and stuff like that. But yeah. But man, 14 years old and you're a professional player.
Yeah, crazy.
That is, man. That is. I met a guy who told me he said he played professional soccer. He was a banker. He's like, yeah, I was a professional soccer player. I was like, oh wow. I was like, that's interesting. He said, yeah. He said he was like 24 or something, but he was the old man.
Yeah,
Yeah. I was like, oh wow. So said he got a tryout to kick for the Saints. I said, oh, bro. I was like, oh, okay. Pretty sure, that would have, what I'm saying, they could have used. She said, not really. They had Morton Anderson. I said, yeah, you had bad luck, my boy.
Yeah.
You had bad luck. But he said Morton Anderson was a good friend and actually helped him get a chance to kick in college. He was a walk-on in like Nickel State or something like that.
Yeah.
As a kicker. I was like, oh, okay. Interesting, man. All these people come up with these like these crazy life stories, man. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is something we didn't talk about. Nick Saban didn't have credentials and got stopped.
Oh yeah. It was,
SEC
man, did you see what the Alabama player said about Nick Saban? Because Nick Saban was like, he don't think Alabama gonna compete for the SEC championship this year. And Tyler Booker was like, when Nick Saban was here, he told us not to listen to people who don't play the game. So I'm not gonna listen to a guy who plays golf every day. Talking about Nick Saban.
That's funny. That is funny.
Oh, but while we talking about media days, shout out to the SEC for not being weak and for not
horns down, baby.
We're not coming out that shit, man.
Man,
Try to tell Texas people, bro, when you come over here, that ain't gonna be no penalty, man.
All that softness.
That ain't gonna be no penalty, dog.
They soft. I knew Texas was soft when they showed they knew like the redesign to the stadium and the runway, the walkway coming out, how it looked. More like a fallopian tube.
I don't even know what that looked like.
Texas. It's Texas the long way. That's what it looked like. Hey, speak. Okay, all right. So, so I'll never forget this. We was at training. This is an Army story. We was at training, and they always mess with like young recruits and stuff, right? Or younger, younger soldiers. So this soldier, this young dude, he had to be like 18, 19. And he was his first time going to a 2-week camp. And the sergeant told him, said, hey, he said, man, we got to get ready for the morning. We got, big mission. I need you to go to Sergeant, and I'm going to just make him, I need you to go to Sergeant Smith. That was our supply sergeant. Tell him you need 15 feet of fallopian tube. And dude's like, all right. He ran out the tent. Everybody was in there laughing. So he came back. He said, what they tell you? He said he was all like, I gotta go see Sergeant Thomas. The other he said he think he brought someone with him. They sent him to like Air Company supply sergeant asking for fallopian tube. Bruh.
We did a dude like that when I worked in road construction. We sent a dude to a van, and we was like, they got all the shovels and the rakes and all the tools in the van stuff. Like, go look in the van and get the asphalt stretcher. And then they're looking, came back. Well, it might not be in his. Go look in the toolbox in the old boy truck. It might be in there. And then he went to about 5 different trucks before he realized that it wasn't no such thing as asphalt stretcher.
That's fine.
Then when I was in high school on baseball team, we got a guy with the left-handed rate.
That's funny. Nick said he hit the portal on UNLM. He can't save him. That could Nick suck.
Yeah, because I mean, what was a third string running back gonna do for us, bro? You gotta get your game up, man.
Hey, I saw somebody say the game humbled them quick. Said they tried to play it on All American. Said, and then they had that Adrian Bronner said, I ain't gonna lie, I'm getting cooked. He said I had to
I've
face.
been seeing a lot of dudes on the post the Road to Glory clips, man. Boy, that's been funny, dog. I ain't gonna lie.
Yes, sir.
That's funny, bro.
Hey, defense is hard on this game. Defense and kicking. Defense. I think I missed like 4 extra points. And then I was up big on Dylan anyway. So I missed like 4 extra points. Cause it's like
play this game, dog.
The max, because it's like when you go the maximum, it's supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, like, you know what I'm saying, the maximum. So you kick it.
Yeah.
No, the maximum just means you kick it hard and it go
wherever you want to go. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. First of all, Nick, Paul's Diddy, what he say? Oh, Chris said he killing people with Navy offense. That's not. He said he beat both of us. First, Paul's Diddy.
He said he a corner on Road to Glory. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm trying to be, somebody like that. Like, forget the running back. That shit too easy, man. I don't want to be a corner or a middle linebacker or something.
Edge rusher.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, too bad they don't let you be an offensive lineman. That would be fun.
Yeah, I saw a dude playing edge rusher on there. Dude was killing. Dude had like 6 sacks in the little thing. Yeah, man. Road to Glory. So yeah, I mean, he might have had on easy too. But yeah, defense is kind of hard. Then again, I say defense is kind of hard, but it could have been because I was playing with LSU. Yeah, me and Dylan was getting beat by Ole Miss. He said, "Man, this dude sucks." I'm putting. He was talking about Nuss. He pulled Nuss out the game, put AJ Swan in. I was like, the reason he sucks because you keep running the same play and throwing in double coverage. I said, all right, we're gonna switch this up. I said, I'm gonna play offense, you play defense. That boy, he was doing good on defense. I brought us back. I had us ready. I was finna get to score to take the lead, and the game froze.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard about Lacey looking good on the game too.
Oh, Lacey is unstoppable on them. You cannot. That dude is catching everything. Lacey unstoppable. CJ Daniels, if you throw it and he's catching in coverage. He catching in coverage, and what else? He was catching in coverage, and then if you try to hit him, you can't just bring him down just like single tackle. So
yeah,
I was like,
Travis Hunter is a cheat code on that game, though.
I hadn't, you know what? When I was looking for somebody to play with, I saw Colorado. I said, nope, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah, I heard his cheat code on that game.
Yeah. So yeah, but yeah, it's funny. He was talking bad about Nuss. He put AJ Swan in the game. I switched it back. I put Nuss in the game. We were killing. That dude slanging that thing. Offensive line look good.
They better shit. Best line in the country.
Yeah, man, it's a good game though. I enjoyed it. They do, Chris. We talked about this too. He said they got Colorado so overrated. Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yep.
I know you said you probably gonna play with may play with ULM or somebody.
That's why I'm doing my
dynasty with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of another team. I know I said I was gonna do Houston, but I kind of want to wait to see if they do an update and stuff.
Yeah, I heard they're supposed to update it next week though with the rosters. So I don't know how true that is, but
Yeah, a lot of them they got to get the. Oh, that was another thing. The faces when they show the faces, it
yeah.
ain't like you know how they was doing the generic faces. Nah, they got the kids kind of looking like how they look for real. So he said, I don't want. I thought about playing with South Alabama. I might. I know a couple kids still know them.
Nick said you better be playing with Army.
Nick, I could. I could play with the Citadel and whoop you, man. I go get. Who's somebody else? Sorry, I get South Florida. Play Nick and be him.
You are them the worst team on the game, bro.
They'll be Nick. Nick got that boot thing in the picture now. I just seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
now.
oh, she must have bought the game for him. She got a tax about that man
Right.
the game. That man in love.
She ain't getting no taxes. She he outkicked his coverage.
Oh, okay.
Proud of my boy though, man. I'm proud of him, man. He finally settled down, man.
That's what's up.
Growing up a little bit, man. I feel like a proud parent, man.
It be like that sometimes. It be like that. You know what's bad? I got to work a little bit late this morning. I had a bad headache. And dude was like,
on that game.
That's what they said. I was like, I didn't even. The fun thing is, I ain't even play the game. I did play, but I didn't play. It was like 8:00 or whatever. I played the game, and I went to sleep. Man, I had a headache. Went to sleep with a headache. Woke up with a headache.
I almost said something, but I'm be good.
Yeah, I'm tell you what I got what. I ain't gonna talk. That's politics. I ain't gonna talk. But I'm just saying. I turned the TV on and I ain't changing. And I was sitting there like, I thought about it when I sent you that message. I was like, I know I'm tripping.
Yeah.
You see who can't try to come in here and jump in on the show tonight.
Who that?
You see who ain't came in here and tried to jump on the show tonight on that game. He just started his dynasty. He started his dynasty and started seeing me and then said, he said, Florida State won the national championship. That ain't realistic.
You seen Preston, the one he seen?
No.
LSU losing to South Alabama, Arkansas, and Florida. Had Arkansas making it to the playoff along with Indiana and somebody else. I'm like, bro, this shit ain't realistic at all, my boy.
Oh, yeah, that's nah, son. Nah, son. What's good, Edwin? Somebody asked me about Southern yesterday. But what call it? Said how Southern look? I said, shoot, I don't know. I ain't seen him. You on mute? Say what?
They're not on the game, I thought.
No, I'm talking about at the media day. Somebody asked about them at the media. Did I see them at the media day? How they look?
Oh,
look like they ain't come by my table.
About that.
Yeah. Nick said I played North Texas and lost in the playoffs. They lost to Oregon in the championship game. Then I hit the portal, transfer portal. That's crazy.
That's some whole shit, Nick. But that's all I got, big dog.
Yeah, man. That's it. Get up out of here. Go see. Tell Dylan he got to go to bed so I can play the game before I get my copy.
So, bro, I heard that.
Yeah. All right, man. We'll be back Sunday. We got Ole Miss. Ole Miss will be in the building. Chop it up with us. We got Ole Miss Sunday. Next Wednesday, got Florida. Yeah, I know. Man. I know. Yeah, Jeremy do got space going. I'll probably hop in there in a little bit. Got him.
Oh yeah, and then we're going to go do that. Get ready for that.
Yep. All right, let me give me my theme music. I appreciate everybody. Don't forget, like, we only 69 away from 1,000. I know y'all think I'm playing, but for real, that's where we at. All right, we'll be back next week. Like that. We out.
This show was presented by betonline.ag. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.